Welcome to Pigskin Passion TV, and it's your boy, the Black Mamba. Welcome back to season number 3, and guys, I'm here for it. I'm here to let you guys in on my thoughts for a third straight season. In my fantasy league, I'll be going for my league's first back-to-back fantasy championship. And man, the season hasn't even started and everybody's already got an X on your boy's back. But I'm up for the challenge. So I wanted to come in and let you guys in on my cram sessions before my drafts are coming up. I actually have a draft coming up this weekend at 7 on the 31st. And in this video, I wanted to break down the quarterback tiers and where I think quarterbacks should be targeted at each level. So to jump right into it, there's your big four as far as quarterbacks are concerned. And you got Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, and Jalen Hurts. I feel like these guys are your elite tier quarterbacks, and they're gonna go anywhere between the first and the fourth round, which based on previous years and based on their ceilings, it's very reasonable for these guys to go within the first 4 rounds. In my league, I'm fortunate enough to have Jaden Daniels because I took a chance on him last year, and I can't remember exactly what round I drafted him in, but he was one of the reasons that I won my championship last year. And we have a keeper league this year. So I had some hard decisions to make, guys. I had Jaden Daniel, Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Gibbs on my championship team last year. And out of those 4 guys, I had to choose just one to be my keeper this year. And I had to go with the young stud. I mean, Jaden Daniel, he was in his rookie year. Hopefully he doesn't have a sophomore slump, but I mean, his potential rushing and passing, I just couldn't pass it up. Picking him over Joe Burrow was really hard, but we'll see how that works out. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson both finished last year in the top 5. I've already gave my boy his flowers, Jaden Daniels. He was incredible as a rookie. And Jalen Hurts, he has a floor that is higher than most guys' ceilings. So with that said, these guys all have something in common. They can rush for 100 yards and they can pass for 300 yards in a game. That's rare in the NFL. So when you got a combination of those two, they're special. So you're going to have to pay a premium price for these guys if you want to get them. You're not going to be able to sit back and wait to the 5th round and think that they're going to be there. So that means you're going to be missing out on elite wide receivers and running backs. And the question is, are these quarterbacks going to be good enough to keep your team to the level that you're looking and that you need to justify this opportunity cost? And my take on it is, if you can get one of these guys in the first 4 rounds, or maybe not in the first 4 rounds, but in round 4, you got to go ahead and grab him. But I wouldn't reach, because every year there's always that hidden quarterback that's going to be in the top 12, and you'll be able to get him in the 8th, 9th, 10th round. So, you know, if you want to be a little bit more conservative and get a quarterback that has some massive value, you may want to target anywhere between rounds 5 and 8 as your quarterback. And between those rounds, you're still going to have guys out there like Joe Burrow, who I mentioned earlier. You're going to have Justin Herbert, Kyler Murray. These guys, they can give you top 12 numbers at quarterback as well. Justin Herbert last year, he finished top 13 in 8 of his final 11 games last year. And Kyler Murray, I think he'd be a steal in round 4. I'm pretty sure he's going to be there after round 4. And Joe Burrow, If he's around in round 5, round 4, round 5, I definitely would go ahead and make a play with him. I like to center my quarterbacks around the offense. If it's a high power offense, you got to go ahead and go for it. Joe Burrow, he fits that mold. If you're one of those guys like I used to be and you want to wait until the late rounds to pick a quarterback, you're going to have a plethora of guys back there that they may not be consistent, but they'll have the potential to put you up some numbers, one out of every 3 weeks and still be average the remainder of the time. So you're going to have guys out there like Brock Purdy, Justin Fields, and I like this guy as a sleeper this year. I may target him as my number 2 quarterback, and that's Drake Maye. I think he's gonna make a step this year. I think I had him last year on my team towards the end of the year, and I think he's a poor man's Jaden Daniel, Lamar Jackson type of quarterback. He's got a sneaky ability to rush for some good yards as well as he can throw. Brock Purdy, not last year, but a couple of years ago, he was a QB6, And Justin Fields, he's boom or bust, I guess, to say the least. He finished as a quarterback 1 back in 2023, I think, as well. And it was his rushing ability that kind of held him up. And I think that those guys have the ability. You just don't know what it's going to be, a mixed bag. You may not know what you're going to get from them from week to week. So those are quarterbacks that I would definitely be keeping my eyes on. It also depends on the format that you are in right now. Like, my league is a standard league. So the difference between quarterback 1 and quarterback 15 most of the time is pretty close. I mean, there's not any real big differences in the gap of what kind of points they put up. So in my league, you're able to load up on running backs and wide receivers. And if you're lucky and fortunate enough to have 2 good quarterbacks, then maybe you're able to trade for whatever your need is. If it's a PPR league, then you may want to grab a good quarterback in an early round. I really don't know much about the other league. I think the other league would be like one of those Superflex leagues where there are 2 quarterbacks, and I don't have any idea, so I can't, or I don't know where. I would probably assume that you would need to pick quarterbacks pretty soon in that type of league where you're starting 2 quarterbacks. So I'm just sticking to what I know. And those are like quarterbacks that I would look at based on my limited studying before my draft this weekend. So guys, if you're in a standard league like me, if you wait until 6, 7, 8, round 8, you can get you a good quarterback. And you can have a loaded team, because by that time you're gonna be picking off all of the good running backs and the wide receivers. So that's just me talking to myself and letting you guys in on what I think as far as picking a quarterback. And I hope that this information gave you a few nuggets for your draft. And if you found this information valuable, spike that like, comment, subscribe. And it's your boy, the Black Mamba, out.